is equal to 1, then we can say that the circuit is in the set state, and when the value of the Q is equal to 0, then we can say that the circuit is in the reset state. Now this is the circuit of an SR flip-flop without clock. In this, the output of an G1 is fed back to the input of an G2, and similarly the output of G2 is fed back to the G1, and additional two non-inverting gates, has been used as an G3 and G4 for giving the input to the circuit. Now in this case, if we initially assume that Q is equal to 0 and Q bar is equal to 1, now what will be happen if the input is S equals to 1 and R is equal to 0. Now in this case, if S is equal to 1, now Q3 is used as a NAND gate, as an inverter. It converts the input into a complement of an input. Now if it is an 1, the output will be 0. Now in this case, if the input is 0, the output will be 1. Now what will be happen if this 1 is feedback to and this to the input of an G1? Now this one is what? 1, 0. Output is what? 1. And this one is get feedback to this side. Now this is what? 1 and 0. Now when S is equal to 1, the value of the Q is at that instant of the time is what? 1, which is a set. If S is equal to 1, the circuit will act as a set. Now if we change the value of an input from 1 to 0, and R की value जो होगी that will be is equal to 1. Now what will be happen? Now in this case, if S is equal to 0, now this is what? Inverter, it converts into an 1, and again in this case it is 1 and it is converted into a 0. Now this is what? 0 and 1, and this one goes to this side. This will be 1 and 0. Now if the value of an S is, if the value of the S that is set is equal to 0, the value of N Q at that instant of time is what? 0. Therefore, when S and R n with Q n plus 1, if S is equal to 1 and R is equal to 0, we have to follow the value of the S at that instant of the time Q n plus 1. Q n plus 1 is equal to 1, and when S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1, again we have to follow the value of the S at that time. The value of Q n plus is what? 0. Now what will be happen if S is equal to 0? S is equal to R is equal to 0. Now we look at this. अब क्या होगा if Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, whereas the value of an S is equal to 0 and R is also equal to 0. Now when S is equal to 0, again this one is an input, it acts as an inverter, it converts 0 into an 1, and the same, this one is 0, again it is converted into an 1. Now what will be happen? This one feedback to this side, this is what? 1 and inverter 0, and this 0 goes to this side, this is 0 and 1. That means there is no change in the output. That means जब S is equal to R equal to 0 होगा, उस समय the value of this circuit, the value of the Q will be remain as it is, जो भी हमने previously assume की हुई थी. So that means when S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0, at that time the output will be जो भी मेरी previous value थी वही रहेगी. That means output at the time of an Qn. Whereas if we change the value of an S and R is equal to 1, now how this circuit behaves? Now when S is equal to 1, R is equal to 1, at that time this and 3 again act as an inverter. Now this one is what? 0, and again this is what? 1 1 and this is what again 0. Due to this 0, ये जो NAND गेट है इसकी जो आउटपुट होगी that act as an 1 often both the outputs at the both the output side, which is a violation of an basic rules which implies that the output is always a complement of an each other, whereas in case of when S is equal to 1, R equals to 1, output force to be 1. That means this condition never exists. This is what violation of a basic rule. That is why we consider it as a prohibited. Thank you.